Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. In this session, we are going to start the lecture series of organizational behavior. And today, in this particular session, we are going to cover the overview of organizational behavior. First, we'll have an understanding why we need to study this subject and this field of study, and why do we really need to understand the basic nature of a human, what do managers do. So these all are we are going to cover in this particular session. So as I said, the session objective for this particular session would be we are going to have an understanding and overview of what do managers do as per the Henry Mintzberg, and we are going to have an understanding about the concepts, what is the nature, what are the element of organizational behavior. So now, before going to the further with the organizational behavior, first let us have a look what are the roles and responsibility of a manager in an organization, what really manager role is in an organization to carry out uh, different organizational responsibilities or a goal to achieve the organizational goals, because the roles which we are going to talk about now is based on how it is required to develop a peer relationship, subordinate relationship, how important it is to negotiate any deal for the organization, how important it is to take a decision for an organization, and also when we talk about conflict resolution among the employee with the management or with the subordinates, how a manager needs to perform. So we are going to cover here today the roles and responsibility categorized by Dr. Henry Mintzberg. He was a prominent management researcher. He conducted a research to find out what are manager duties and responsibilities. So Mintzberg identified 10 different roles based on the work which is done in an organization, and he also need to have an understanding what kind of a category these all roles are belong. So he divided these roles in 10 roles into the three subcategories, in which the first category is interpersonal contact. We will be covering more about it in the next slide. Next is informational processing, and the third is decision making. So in these three categories, he divided the 10 roles of a manager. So now, as I said in the previous slide, Henry Mintzberg had already subcategorized the manager's role into three different categories based on their authority and status. So if you look at the diagram, what we see here is first is interpersonal roles. These roles relate to the manager's behavior that focuses on interpersonal contact, interpersonal role that involves people and other duties that are ceremonial or symbolic. So in this particular category, he needs to take as he works as an inspirational for other members. He creates, he try to develop the interpersonal, he work more on the interpersonal roles, right? The next is informational role. When we talk about informational roles, as I said, it is basically a manager needs to take the information, process it well, convey it to the people so that the work can be done. So informational roles, basically these informational roles are all about receiving and transmitting information so that the managers can serve as a nerve center of a organization. He will be able to convey the management policies, management requirement to achieve the organizational goal, what are the terms and conditions, and so many other factors. So informational roles categorize all those functions. Now, the last one is decisional role. This is very, very, very important role when we talk about taking a decision in an organization, when a manager needs to act immediate basis, what kind of a decision he is taking. So decisional roles revolves around the what are the choices a manager is making throughout the process of achieving the organizational goal. So now let's look the roles and what are the roles which is categorized under the interpersonal role. The first one is figurehead, the second one is leader, and the third one is liaison. So these are the three roles which is categorized as per the Henry Mintzberg in the interpersonal role. So when we talk about figurehead, the manager performs the ceremonial and the symbolic duties as a head of a organization. The leader builds a relationship with the employees, communicate with them, counsel them, coaches them, and also motivate the employee as a leader. Now next is liaison. A manager also have to develop a network outside the organization to get the work done for the organizational success. So he needs to have a connect with the outside agency, outside people also, whatever is required to achieve the organizational goal. So these are the three roles which comes under the interpersonal role. Now the next one is informational role. As I said, we need to process the information in a right manner. So there are three roles which is categorized by Dr. Henry, that is monitor, disseminator, spokesperson. When we talk about monitor, he gathers internal and external information which is really relevant to the organization and very useful for the organization. So he needs to monitor that. And another one is disseminator. He needs to also convey to the people, whoever is required to know that particular information in a right way, in a correct manner. So he transmits the factual and the value-based information to the subordinates, which is very, very, very important to perform this role correctly, because what needs to be done, which should be communicated well to the people. Now, next is spokesperson. When we talk about spokesperson, he needs to also communicate to the outside world on the performance and the policies. So these are the three roles which comes under the informational role. Now the last category, that is decision making. Here there are four roles which is categorized by Henry Mintzberg. That is, one is first is entrepreneur, another is disturbance handler, third one is resource allocator, fourth one is negotiator. As I said in the beginning, the manager role is very important in an organization because he has to look for the conflict resolution, he has to take the decision, make the choices at the right moment, and he has to use the resources in a right way. In an optimum utilization of resources is very important task for a manager, and also should be a negotiator. So these are the four roles. When we talk about entrepreneur, it helps to design and initiate the changes in the organization. When we talk about disturbance handler role, it deals with the unexpected events and operational breakdowns in which a manager needs to act immediately. And the another one is resource allocator. As I said, we need to have a control and optimal utilization of resources which is available to the organization. And the last one is negotiator, that is participates in the negotiation activities with other organization and individual. So in all the role, what we conclude here is a manager needs to have an understanding on the people, what kind of a role and what kind of a person he or she is who is working with them. He needs to have a connect with the people to perform all the roles and responsibility which is categorized by the Dr. Henry Mintzberg. So now coming back to the topic of organizational behavior, it is like, if you look at the word, it is made up of two words, organization and a behavior. So it's very much connected to the people, and what we have discussed in the previous slide, that is what are the roles of a manager as per Dr. Henry Mintzberg. So manager will be able to work in an effective manner when he possesses the required skill, and he or she should know their employee properly, because we all know organizations are a complex system. It's very difficult to understand organization in an whole, right? So human behavior in organization is very unpredictable. We all know that human are very unpredictable, in which situation one person is behaving differently and the other person will be behaving differently. So human behavior in an organization can be partially understood. That's what we are trying to understand here. We are trying to study based on the theory and the concepts of organizational behavior. And we also come to know there is a no perfect solution to the organizational problem. It may not be required that this solution will go to that every situational problem of an organization. So organizational behavior is basically a study of human behavior in organizational setting. So let's have an understanding, how do you define that? What are the prominent definition which is given in this for this particular field of study? It is basically a study about the how a human is behaving in an organizational or a work environment settings. So let's begin with the understanding of definition of organizational behavior. So now here are the few prominent definitions of organizational behavior. The first one is organizational behavior can be defined as the study and the application of knowledge about human behavior related to other element of organization such as structure, technology and the social system. This is defined by L.M. Prasad. The next one is Stephen P. Robbins. He defines the organizational behavior as a systematic study of action and attitudes that a people exhibit within the organization. See, whenever we are looking at the definition, what we are trying to understand here is it's all about how a people is behaving in an organizational settings. Now, the another definition which I have incorporated, although we have number of definitions given by prominent researchers for this particular field of study, that we can always have a look on them also. The third one is organizational behavior is a field of study that investigates the impact that individual group and organizational structure have on behavior within the organization for the purpose of applying such knowledge towards improving an organizational effectiveness. So when we look at the three definitions, what we have three main elements. One is organizational behavior is an investigative study of individual and the group. We need to understand people, we need to investigate their behavior. And the second, what we are understanding here from the definition is the impact of organizational structure. What organizational structure is there present in the organization, what is the impact on human for that particular structure, that also we are going to have an understanding in this field of particular field of study. The third, what we make out from the definition is the application of knowledge to achieve the organizational effectiveness. That means what knowledge we have, how much knowledge we are putting to achieve the organizational goals. So these are the definition. Let's go back, let's start having more understanding what are the elements of organizational behavior. Now let us have an understanding what are the elements of organizational behavior. By the definition, we can easily make out that basically organizational behavior is a field of study in which we are trying to understand the human behavior, how a human is behaving in an organizational work setting, and we need to predict their behavior, we need to motivate them so that we can achieve our organizational goal in a successful manner. So there are four elements of organizational behavior. Those are, first one is people. We all know people make up the internal social system of an organization, and they are the most important resource for any organization. Next is structure. The structure defines the formal relationship and use of people in the organization. What is the structure of organization? Which is also going to impact the people. Third one is technology. Technology provides the resources which help people work and affects the task that they perform. So technology is also one aspect or one element of organizational behavior. The last one is environment. All organizations operate within an internal and external environment and which keeps on changing, which is not static in nature. So now, till now, we have covered about what managers' roles are, responsibilities are, what are the categories for doing that, and also we have understood the basic concept of organizational behavior. Why do we need to study that? How do we predict human behavior? What are the elements of organizational behavior? Now, let us have an understanding based on the previous slide. What is the nature of organizational behavior? So, we can easily say that it is a separate field of study, not a discipline, because it is a combination. It is a field of study which has taken from lot of other disciplines, which is contributing to this particular field of study. So OB is based on the multidisciplinarity orientation, and thus it is not based on the specific theoretical background. The next nature of organizational behavior is an interdisciplinary approach. As I said, organizational behavior is made up of which it has been taken from lot of other disciplines like psychology, sociology, anthropology, and all the theories and concepts which we will be covering in other series of this particular session, particular topic of organizational behavior, we will be covering about motivation, we will be covering about learning theories, we will be covering about perception. So these all theories basically has been taken from other disciplines. So it is not from a single discipline. This is the nature of organizational behavior. Third one is it is applied science, because OB can be called both science as well as art because it involved both applied research and its application to the organizational study. So it is an applied science. Now another nature of organizational behavior, it is a normative science. That means OB describes how the findings of applied research can be applied to socially accepted organizational goals, whereas the positive science discusses the only cause and effect relationship. Next is humanistic and optimistic approach. As I said, it is very much human oriented. So OB deals with the people and their interaction with the organization. So in the coming up series on the sessions of this particular series of organizational behavior, we'll be keep on discussing the theories which has been taken from the other disciplines like psychology, sociology and anthropology, and how it has come up. It is taken as a separate field of study. So these are the nature and concepts of organizational behavior. The last one is total system approach. System approach is one that integrates all the variables affecting organizational functioning. So this is all about for this particular session. To have an understanding what is organizational behavior, we will be covering more with the coming up in the coming up sessions of organizational behavior. Thank you very much.